Yo, YouTube, what are you telling me? Is Ads here from ScreenTalk, and welcome to my series, Let Me Cook. The series where I pitch to you my rewrites, pre-writes to your favorite TV shows, films, and cinematic universes. Without further ado, let's get straight into this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all our socials linked in the description. With all that formalities out of the way, let's get straight into this one. It's only right to start off the series with one of my favorite superheroes. It's between Spider-Man and The Flash. Now, The Flash season 9 gone and went. It had a mixed bag. Personally, it wasn't my fancy. I only really truly watched it for Oliver Queen return and the final episode and that callback. Yeah, I did fall off with the series around Crisis of Infinite Earths. Coming back to season 9 was a crazy shock to me. The quality, mixed bag. So it only makes sense. Let me get into the writer's room. Let me pitch to you my rewrite for The Flash season 9. I've decided to switch up a couple things, remove a couple episodes, and add some of my own. Obviously, I'm trying to stick to the 15 episode season, not too much difficulty. But yeah, the first thing I would want to remove from this season is the whole Keon arc. That wasn't to my fancy. I'm seeing rumors that it was supposed to be a 2-season arc. And listen, if it's going to be 2 seasons, you might as well just remove the whole thing from the jump. Because if you're trying to develop characters in this short amount of time, it only makes sense to have characters that we already know and love. Introducing a new character in the final season is a crazy move. So, Keon is out, Caitlin is back in. Let's go into the main crux of this episode, which is going through graphic novel 1, Rogue War, and graphic novel 2, A New World. So let's go into graphic novel 1, Rogue War. The main difference between what we saw on the TV show and what I'm pitching is that Red Death would be Bruce Wayne. The only difference is he would have the face of Oliver Queen. I think this would allow more of an emotional battle between the two, since in Bruce Wayne's timeline, it would be different, but echoing how the Arrowverse is with how Oliver and Barry interaction, but it'll just be roles reversed. The Flash of that timeline would be the first established superhero, and Oliver would be the person going to Barry asking for advice. And the Barry of that timeline would be the more dark and serious type, similar to what Oliver Queen was in the pilot episode. See what I'm doing here? He would give the speech of being the beacon of hope.
You can be better. Because you can inspire people in a way that I never could. Watching over your city like a guardian angel, making a difference, saving people in a flash.
That he wasn't, since in this one he's more dark and serious and basically Arrow. But yeah, so that would now be more an emotional arc between the two, since in that timeline Bruce Wayne would have to take out Barry and gain his speed. Also, more information about that episode, that whole arc. Bruce Wayne would mention the multiverse in passing, but Team Flash wouldn't believe him and think, it's still Earth Prime is the only Earth in the multiverse, in the universe, blah blah blah. Batwoman would join the fight, but she would help take down the rogues, since Barry doesn't have all his speed. There will be casualties in this arc, with Joe getting injured, which would make him suggest that him and Cecile leave Central City for safety. We move on to the filler episodes, I guess, even though if you're having a final season, you really shouldn't have filler episodes. But That's each to their own. I think I'd work this filler episodes in a way of just to wrap up Cecile just packing up her things, saying goodbye to Team Flash, getting her superhero costume, and saying if she needs any help, you know where she is. This would also set up why she's on the team in the future. The other plot that I would like to also introduce is like Barry and Iris preparing for their daughter, like the birth of their daughter, Nora. Have more fleshed out storylines with Iris getting her Pulitzer Prize, because it's at like 2 mentions and her winning it. I don't think she got a lot of story around that. 2 episodes to just flesh it out a little bit, wrap up her storyline before we get to the main crux, like the finale graphic novel. This will just go through her doubts, insecurities about the job, just everything about her life, really and truly. That storyline will get concluded in the Wildest Dream episode with Neo now, so that gets wrapped up there. Barry would have a storyline of just down himself like he always does. That'll get concluded in Partners in Time episode, but the difference is Barry will be solving the problem of the time loop, and instead of it being how it was, the time loop would be somewhat of it like a fracture in the speed lab, so you get callbacks to like different storylines throughout the seasons and whatnot. You'll get like a look back at like important moments throughout the show's history in the speed lab, him losing his speed, callbacks to Cisco, past Wells, just callbacks here and there, and yeah, throughout the episode. But yeah, the only thing I would do is remove that the good, bad, and the lucky episode. Wasn't that good. Like when I watched the season for this video, I wasn't really digging it. I'll be real, that was crazy filler, and the fact that you have a condensed episodes and you have 1 episode just for that, I don't know, man. Yeah, you could have used that episode for something else. But yeah, then we go on to the Oliver episode. With that episode, everything would just be the same. The only difference would be the reintroduction of the multiverse. It will call back to the Red Death arc. I'm joking about Bruce Wayne has Oliver's face, blah, blah, blah. But I can't lie, cooked. That episode, I thoroughly enjoy it. We go on to Graphic Novel 2, A New World. In the original schedule, it's 4 parts. In mine, it's 5 parts. Obviously, part 1, you know what? Round of applause. See that part 1, the callback to that night? Yeah. Cooked. I would like to have vibrations a little bit, just to make it synchronize a little bit better, but beggars can't be choosers. We got a top 10 episode. I'm cooked. Start for nutrition, I was hooked. But yeah, so part 2 would be slightly different, with Caitlin calling back Cisco to help them track down where Barry is. The negative Speed Force would take over Allegra to use her powers against Chester. I feel like that's just better storytelling, a little bit more emotional to have your girlfriend attack you instead of the whole Mark attacking Keon and then her Thanos snapping him and returning him back to life. Bit crazy. But yeah, so Allegra would use her powers against Chester, and then the negative Speed Force would take over Caitlin, reactivating her Frost powers, take out the rest of Team Flash. The Speed Force would save Team Flash, but she would tell them that she doesn't have enough power to like keep protecting them while Barry is gone. She then disappears, and that's the episode of part 2. Part 3 will basically be the same. We'll pick up in 2049. Eddie's looking for the Barry, and Nora is doing Team Flash stuff. Another successful mission, doing all the good stuff in the future. Callbacks to Barry being in space, Justice League, all that good stuff. Basically the same. The only difference would just be like Eddie suits up and it's just more defined, solidifying that he's evil. He's taken the negative Speed Force with him, and the only thing now is to kill Barry. We'll now move on to part 4, where part 4, which was the finale, will be split up to 2 parts. That's where part 5 comes in. It will be different with now the timeline at stake. Eddie will now recruit Reverse Flash, Zoom, Savitar, and Godspeed to take down Team Flash one by one, instead of the whole just Team Flash versus the speedsters and not having a great battle. I feel like you have to have them. Like, this is Barry's season. Like, let's let Barry take them on. They'll have callbacks throughout each takedown. For example, Reverse Flash will take down Cisco with a callback to how he killed him in season 1 with the whole vibrating hand. Zoom will take down Caitlyn. Caitlyn will attempt to calm him down with Zoom saying his legendary line of,
You can't lock up the darkness. What did you just say?
You can't lock up the darkness.
like he did in the finale, but it didn't hit the same.
To lock up the darkness.
With the rest of Team Flash, Savitar will pretend to be Barry. That will call back to the Savitar season. He will take down Chester and Allegra. It will leave on a cliffhanger with Barry in the hospital with Eddie coming to him with the information of what he did. So, how the episode began in the finale, Eddie, Barry, and Iris in the hospital, that's where we end off. Part 5 would be where we pick up, that's where the battle starts. Let's be right. Let's have our whole episode dedicated to the battle, because I think that's what we all came in for. If you're calling back the A-listers, let them have their time to shine. We've got them taking down Team Flash, so it's just Barry versus them. Let's see how it transpires. Part 5 will pick up with Eddie and Barry and Iris in the hospital. He will talk about, the standard, stealing his life. He should be with Iris. All that blah 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 evil talk nonsense that is standard with all these episodes, really and truly. Iris will say run Barry run. That will be the final time we hear that.
Any last words?
I've got 3. Run, Barry. Run.
It makes the most sense it'd be Iris to say it one final time. Eddie and Barry will be battling around the city as time is collapsing in on itself. This is a world-ending event. Yeah, let's be right. 9 seasons of Barry Allen. We get to the point of, listen, if he's fighting someone, it basically has to be world-ending, universe-ending. Because at this point, we've been through 9 seasons, and let's have someone on equal level right now. Because I left at season 5 on Crisis on Infinite Earths. So a couple seasons later, I'm expecting him to be Omega level, him being at the top of his game, and let us see that. I know the budget restricts that. That's why I allow a couple guys to disappear, so that the money for their CGI will now be used on this fight. You get me? Lovely stuff. But yeah, time is collapsing in on itself. The battle will feature the Flash's best fight moves from the past seasons. Supersonic punch, him phasing full rules. Just the standard stuff that everyone cheers about with these episodes, you get me? I don't really care for the lightning swords that I saw a clip of. That's a bit crazy. I don't know why he has lightsabers, but it's something different. I feel like people did enjoy it, so here, you get it. You enjoy it. So yeah, that whole battle will end with Flash versus Eddie, Reverse Flash, Zoom, and Savitar and Godspeed in a face-off. Barry do the typical talk no jitsu, try to calm them down, try to formulate a plan in his head while trying to talk them out of basically killing him. All of Team Flash is gone. It's just him by himself. It's up to him to save the day. Just in the nick of time, Jay Garrick and Nora will arrive to help. I think with Nora, it's just a thing of we've had her through a couple seasons now. Let's have her arc go full circle a little bit. Let's hit to help. Yeah, so it'll be a talk no jitsu from Barry just in time for when Jay Garrick and Nora arrives to help. Barry takes the lead and coordinates an attack. It'll be Nora and Jay Garrick taking on Godspeed. Nora and Jay Garrick will take on Godspeed and quickly defeat him while chasing on Zoom. Feel like out of all the villains we have so far, Godspeed is not the highest on the list instead of like fans. So it just makes sense to get him out the way quickly. You've seen him, callback, got defeated. Let's move on to the main three, which is Reverse Flash, Zoom, and Savitar. It'll be mainly Barry versus Reverse Flash and Eddie. It'll give a callback to the whole Godspeed episode where it was Barry and Reverse Flash versus Godspeed. Yeah. Most of my ideas are just having good callbacks since it's the final season in homage to the whole show at large. Yeah, majority of the battle, Barry will be losing, but just in the nick of time. Speed Force Nora will give him enough energy just to get him back into the fight. And he uses his smarts to try and pit them against each other. And that will start an argument on who gets to finally kill Barry Allen, because 9 seasons, almost 10 years, no one has done it. We'll cut back to Jay Garrick and Nora as they're trying to take down Zoom. Just a little callback to Jay Garrick and Zoom from season 2. I think it was season 2. That's them having a fight, but Zoom will win and Jay Garrick will sacrifice his speed to give Nora the boost to defeat Zoom. Nora catches up with the main battle, which is Reverse Flash, Eddie, and Barry. Barry decides to take the bout into Slash time just to drain them of their energy, since none of them, as we've seen on camera, have been in that. So it will also lessen the damage that is currently happening throughout the city. Barry will try again to use the smarts to pit them against each other yet again. Since Eddie is realizing he is not at his most powerful right now, he knows that he needs to absorb Reverse Flash to get more power to defeat Barry Allen. Reverse Flash realizes this and takes one last attack, and he attempts to kill Nora, but she's able to process this. She's been in Flash time teachers from her dad, so she's able to vibrate to avoid damage. And that is the last time we see Reverse Flash. So Barry Allen stops Flash time, and this time it's just going overdrive with the city, the glitching, just timelines, future and past. It's going crazy. Callbacks to the future episode of 2049 in this season, how it looks. Flash Museum being in the present, Star Labs being in the past. Just glitching. Just get some callbacks to like Arrowverse scattered all over the sea. Barry tells Nora to protect Iris at the hospital, and it's one final battle between Eddie and Barry as they're racing through the city, which is simultaneously fixing and breaking everything. We're going crazy right now. This is where, the race will lead into basically how the show ended in real life, with the talk and agreement to have a balance between the positive and negative forces, and everything fixing itself in time. Just before the birth of Nora, so all the deaths didn't stick, but it allowed Barry to have a one-on-one fight. Obviously, he got help from Jay Garrick and Nora. Most complaints are just Team Flash related, from what I've seen. So removing them out, having Flash really take charge and defeat this enemy by himself was the main aim of this rewrite. So everyone's in the hospital. Cisco's finally there. Because I feel like having Cisco not being in the finale, I know the conflict of schedules and clashing, but it's a big miss not having him back, at least for an episode. But yeah, in my rewrite, he's there. Nora is born, they all have a party, and it ends off with, and Barry starts the whole "My name is Barry Allen" monologue, as it was in the actual show, and he will use the XX speed he gained from the Speed Force and Nora to both do speedsters. And yeah, that will wrap up my season 9 rewrite. Not too much difference with the overall structure of the show, because I feel like 15 episodes was enough to tell the story. It's just all about rejigging just a couple storylines here and there. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on my rewrite for The Flash Season 9. Comment below if you enjoyed it. Comment below if you would change anything. Yeah, let me know if I should do another rewrite or a pre-write in the comments down below as well. Let's have a conversation. Let's get to know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all our socials linked in the description. And yeah, keep stream talking, and I'm out. Peace.